action.
Today, wonderful day, brilliant day. Today, I thank you for joining us, for being a part of this creative conversation, a new platform that is hitting our airwaves and helping us with a few nuggets just to help better ourselves. But today, I just want to be able to talk about values. What are our values? What are those things that we tend to hold dear to our hearts? What are those things? But in talking about those things, we cannot but talk about time. Time is a factor that is always very constant, and it's one of the things we take for granted. So today I just want to be able to I've just come to admonish us, to talk to us about the need to be time conscious. Time conscious, not just because you want to be punctual for those appointments and those things you want to attend. No, value time. The value you place on time determines how far you go. A lot of people these days, they tend to uh, go about things that don't matter much. And those are times that you can never take back. So whenever you go out, whatever you set your mind to do at a set time, there is need to be collective. There's need to be calculative. There's need for you to put value on the time you spend on things. When I talk about these things, it seems like, oh, time. They say time waits for no man, and indeed it doesn't. So are there things that you have proposed in your heart to do? Are there things that you have thought deeply about? But the only thing that is standing between you and that thing is the time you would put into doing it. The values that you place on time, values you place on actually doing a thing that has come to your reasoning. And I want to say again that a lot of people, I'll talk about youths this time, who tend to wallow in loitering rather than putting themselves out there, placing values on the time that they have. But because they feel, oh, there's always time for this and that, and then they tend to over exhaust the little time they have, the productive times. People must know when their productive years are. Those early teens, when you still have the strength to do as much as you never even imagined. So my thought is, why don't we just try our best? I'm talking about us youths now, us young adults, us young teenagers. Why don't we find something reasonable to do with our time? Why don't we try our best to be the better us? And that is the essence of life. Look for something within your community. Look for something within your space to be meaningful at, to be good at, and to be able to add value to society. We all cannot be Bill Gates. We all cannot be Mark Zuckerberg or name it. But do not pursue things even with a monetary mindset. Pursue things with having purpose in mind. Pursue things with having that sense of value for yourself and for community, for yourself and the world at large. When we do this, we will find out that things just would go better. I said in one of the previous episodes that ideas are the currency of heaven. Yes, indeed they are. Every child who is born, every man, every woman who is born with certain ideas to make life a better place a better one for them. So why don't we tune back into those ideas? Why don't we find those ideas? Why don't we find those desires that we have in our hearts? We're never too young to do that. When you put an idea out there, then you begin to make money. Then you begin to make good wealth for yourself. So rather than chasing, oh, I want to be wealthy, I want to be this, and then from there you're engaging in crimes and activities that are not acceptable by society, why don't you find something purposeful? Why don't you find something meaningful to do with your time and all that you need to become? This and many more are some of the things that I will be talking about maybe in the next couple of segments, and I'll be able to push out some of these little things that we can do, quality things that we can engage ourselves with, community-based activities, society-based activities, even country-based activities. These things are out there. The only thing standing against you and those things is putting enough time, giving it time to grow. All of these things, whatever you want to become in life, you can watch a tree grow, but the tree would only grow when you water it, when you give it the right sunlight it desires, and then you see this tree begins to blossom. The tree begins to blossom. So as long as a tree can blossom, find that idea that you have in your heart, find it out, begin to feed it, begin to nurture it, begin to give it all that nutrients that it deserves, and you'll be surprised at how gracious, how magnificent, how populous you can become. You know, how that dream can become so big that you least expected. I want to thank you. I want to say a big thank you to everyone who has listened to my little rants, my little words of encouragement. My desire for this world is to see that the world is a better place for us all to live in. A world that is almost free of crime. It is possible if we have the right approach. Thank you, and God bless you.